My name is Josh Earl, and I am nominated for Obi-Wan Kenobi, the finale, Part 6. The thing I enjoyed the most about the show was the bucket list factor. I mean, you can get that one out of the way. Nerd-wise, it was amazing to work in a Star Wars universe. I dreamed of it. It's probably the reason half the people in this industry got in the industry was properties like Star Wars. But honestly, I got to do a lot with VFX, which, I mean, I've worked with graphics, I've worked with that kind of stuff, but VFX is a whole other level. And honestly, just digging in and realizing that you could cut a scene and you're working with the footage you have, but knowing that it's going to elevate and evolve as you're doing it is something new that I hadn't got to play with a lot. It's such a collaboration before it eventually gets to a final VFX that you see, out in the world. We chose this episode, it had so many different things going on, right? You had emotion, you had action, and you had drama. I mean, all those little pieces were going together. There was a little bits of comedy, a little bits that made you smirk, but there was so much going on and for you to chew on. We got to play a little bit with Obi-Wan's battling for this moment of like, okay, I'm going to undo the wrongs I've done in the past. Then you had little baby Leia, who becomes, you start to see her become who she will be in the future movies. And, she's putting her little belt on and there's drama, your heart's being pulled. But that battle sequence, I mean, that was one of those things that, it'll forever be in my brain as one of the coolest, most fun things. I mean, I'm cutting Darth Vader. I don't know that I went back in time and told little me that, I'd probably, whatever. Sure, you're gonna cut Darth Vader. That was an intense moment. And the great thing about Obi-Wan is that there was heart, there was character, there was something there to feel. And this was the culmination of 6 episodes where you're growing with Obi-Wan, you're helping him through his battles, and you're also, going on the journey that will eventually kick off in a galaxy far, far away. So this episode sort of had all those elements, and each one had its own challenges editorially. I mean, I found out about the nomination. I was legitimately working on a show about a different evil empire. I was working on a show about the Third Reich, and it's a doc series for Netflix with Joe Berlinger, and I was in a meeting with that, and then it popped up, and someone in the meeting started talking about it, and honestly, it was so surreal. But I've been very lucky to have that news broken before, but this has this special place in my heart because of what it's for and the journey that got to this place. So yeah, I was working with a different evil dictator, and the news came through. The biggest thing was knowing Avid. It was knowing all the secrets, all the little pieces that could help me. Using the effects tool, amazing. It really helped for VFX, temping in some stuff. And then again, bin organization. You've got to have your dailies organized so that when you're sitting with a director, they can go, didn't I shoot this thing with the thing? And then the other thing happened, and you have to go, I know which one you're talking about, and you have to pull it up, and you have to know which day it was, you have to know where it was, so you can make your own organization. And everyone's different. So I had my way of organizing, Kelly had her way of organizing. Everyone has their own way, but because it's so customizable, it makes it so you could have everything at your fingertips quickly if a director wants to go, show me that thing that I did, and I don't know if I want it, but I want to see it. And you'll be able to pull that up, so that was great too. Media Composer is the #1 program you hear when you go in between studios. It's a huge tool to have in your toolbox. I've said it 1,000 times that you want to have a toolbox that allows you to sort of mindlessly walk into a project. You're not worried about how to make things happen, you just have to worry about creatively making things happen. And Avid allows you to do that. Having the tool and not worrying about how to make the tool work is huge. So Avid to me has been, the go-to, and it's a great one to have in your toolbox if you're trying to be an editor in this industry, because it is also a standard that you will see more often than not. If you're coming into the industry and editing is in your sights, I think the first thing is you gotta love it. There's a lot going into it. There's a lot of, hey, here's notes, here's thoughts. You're getting it from everybody. So as long as you're collaborative and wanna be a part of a team, this is definitely a way to go. Like I said, toolbox, fill up your toolbox, have it ready. Because people don't necessarily want to wait for you to figure out how to get the wrench to change the plumbing. You're like, well, how's this wrench work? No, they're like, here's the story, let's go, let's run. Figure out how to make the story, don't figure out how to make the actual edit. But the biggest thing I tell people, and I repeat it constantly, is don't be a dick. You're gonna be working with people long hours on things that you will disagree on, but something awesome will come of it if you guys can just compromise and focus on the storytelling.